Just wanted to share how atheism has helped me in regards to sexuality.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that in my own case, being an atheist has allowed me, I don't know if it's because I'm an atheist, but I think it makes you more scientific and less susceptible to say things like religious guilt and all the commandments against, adultery and sleeping before you're married and things against homosexuality. It's allowed me this freedom and this great joy and this great ability to say, yeah, this is what I am, and I'm okay with it. And I've yet to meet an atheist, I'm sure they're out there, that has ever had a problem with someone else's sexuality. And I think that's a wonderful quality.
Well, there are definitely atheists who have many negative things to say about that. But yes, at the very least, it's not based on religious ideology that discourages thinking about it further and having conversations under the threat of eternal hellfire. So,
yeah, which I think is like a really fundamental point. I mean, we're talking about how atheism helped your sexuality, and I don't want to get into like a ticky-tack semantic battle here, but I think it's really more the case that religion hurts your sexuality in so many ways. And if we imagine atheism as sort of like the default setting without adding in all of these like ridiculous ideas that aren't validated by science or verified by research or any of these sorts of things, you just sort of naturally come to conclusions that don't include homophobia, that don't include a lot of these other mores and issues.
That's an interesting way to put that. Yeah, for sure. I'm loving this because this is the intersection of what we're talking about here, secular sexuality. So you're right on topic, Christy.
Oh, good.
So
I just saw Matt. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm curious. Were you brought up Christian? Did you find your way out of that, or have you always been an atheist?
No, I was lucky enough. I was born an atheist, like most people are born atheists. My parents were both religious. However, they decided for both me and my brother that when we were old enough or of age, that if we chose to believe in a God, then we could then choose to pick the religion that best represented that God for us.
Okay.
So I was an atheist. I did in my teens research different religions with friends and a couple family members, but was skeptical the whole time and remained an atheist throughout my life.
That's great to hear.
I have friends that, I think that's the way to go for most people. I think that it's a decision that adults should make, whether they agree with me or not on being an atheist. I mean, if you grow up and want to be a Muslim someone who follows Islam or Christianity or become a Jew or a Hindu, that's your choice. Just make it an informed choice.
Right. I think that's kind of ties into what we were talking about, the whole indoctrination through isolated childhood.
Right.
That, to me, is the problematic part. If you are an adult, you're informed, you've done your research, and you decide you want to follow a specific religion, as long as you're not hurting anybody else, okay, fine, you do you. It's a free country. It's the indoctrination of children where I have a problem. So I agree 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I'm glad.
I think I forget who on this show says this the most, but ideas don't live in a vacuum. So I completely support adults making decisions about their beliefs or living out their beliefs. But I do think that we need to, regardless of how confident the individual, the adult is, if they have children, most often, unfortunately, it does sort of bring in this indoctrination setting, especially if they buy into the more right-wing fundamental religion. Then making sure your children believe what you believe becomes paramount.
Yeah,
because religion can often make some good people do some very bad things.
Yeah, yeah,
and it does sort of poison a lot of things. I find anyway. I mean, of course, I would rather everyone be an atheist, but that's not reasonable and that's not attainable at this point. So if you're going to choose, make it an informed one, make it as an adult, and hopefully you'll come to the dark side and be an atheist. You can like me one day.
Spoken like a heathen.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, Christy.
Great. Have a great New Year, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Take care.